Hello everyone, this is update for October 14, 2023, day 598 of the war, and of the date update, also catch up for October 13. I'm gonna focus mostly on Ukraine, and it's gonna be a short video. So first, in terms of sort of strategic developments and general developments in Ukraine, there was start of political conversation that what is happening to Ukraine, it's not working, it's leading to catastrophe, and specifically the blame was put at current Ukrainian political leadership, which I would say I totally share, and essentially there is no positive outcome the way with the current strategy, and so this is finally was politically stated inside of Ukraine. This is I view as a positive development because it allows the discussion and actually creates opportunity to pivot, to move, actually to change the course before Ukraine turns into Titanic, because otherwise that's essentially the destiny. Again, I think this is actually a very positive development because it may prevent catastrophe. But I would stress word may. There's still no guarantees and so on. But and so this, if you remember, I mentioned, for those who viewed from a while ago, I was mentioning this 1917 moment for Russia and for Ukraine. So if right steps are going to be taken, this actually will prevent the 1917 moment for Ukraine. Russia is going its own course, and because of the amount of resources it has, it's for now it's still far away. Now I'm going to switch to the general sort of assessment of the military situation. Russian pressure has subsided significantly. Whether it's exhaustion or regrouping remains to be seen. We'll find out in the coming days. But so far there was a pause in Russian activities. Now I'm going to walk through the front line in a clockwise fashion, as I always do, starting from very north. Situation along the state border remains stable, more or less the same, nothing special there. Now let's look at North Lugansk front line. Things here, again, very similar. Continuing Russian attacks against this village Avdiyivka, and also here near Zaporizhya, with the idea to capture basically bridgehead on the other side of the stream. Both attacks didn't go anywhere, and again, this is all tactical attacks, local tactical attacks. This is not even major like attack on a section of front line. Now let's move to the North Donbas front line. The northern sector is quiet as it always been, and actually even southern one is quiet. So I'm not sure if Russian side is regrouping. Because there is a new unit here, 6th Mechanized Division, so apparently was replaced those worn out units that I mentioned before that suffered heavy losses. 72nd, 4th, 31st one, Airborne Brigade. So at this point, this might be just a sort of temporary reprieve before Russian side will try to will launch attempts to recapture lost ground here. Now let's move to the central Donbas section of the front line. Things here are more or less the same. Russian pressure around Avdiivka continues, but it's definitely weakened significantly, let's put it this way. So this is what it used to be. I mentioned that Russian forces captured this important hill, artificial hill, and as I said, it's a waste coal heap. So it appears that they actually lost it. So it turns into no man's land at this point, which is, I would say, big success for Ukrainian defenses. Not in general, it's obviously not a great success to lose it, but the sort of the damage is basically not as bad as it could have been, basically. And this actually probably stabilizes defensive situation around, generally around Avdiivka, and increases chances that it's not going to be lost in the immediate future. But remains to be seen again if Russian military command will decide to commit more forces. It will be, remains to be seen what's going to happen there. And as I mentioned, there is clear progress in terms of executing attacks, like let's say offensives. They're still terribly done. There's still, there's room to grow. There's still huge. It's still not where it needs to be, but it's very clear that there is a change in the right direction, let's put it this way, for the Russian side. Otherwise, the situation around Avdiivka remains difficult but stable for Ukrainian forces. Now let's move to the Zaporizhya front line. Things here remain more or less the same. Some Russian counterattacks, mostly around Robotyno, with the goal of obviously recapturing the village, but so far without any success. Now let's check the. I don't want. I'm not gonna even go to the actually situation along the Dnipro River. It's the same. There is no essential changes there. Things remain quiet. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.